Is there a coach in college football who's shaking up the game more than Dan Lanning right now? If you've watched the Ducks' recent dominance, you might already know the answer. But here's where it gets controversial. Lanning isn't just winning games. He's rewriting the playbook on what it means to be a modern head coach, blending raw emotion, strategic brilliance, and a relentless drive to outperform expectations. And this is the part most people miss. He's doing it all while still being one of the youngest head coaches in the sport. Let's dive into why he's becoming the talk of college football, and why some might argue he's not even close to being finished. Picture this. It's the aftermath of a stunning upset. Penn State fans, disoriented and dejected, are streaming out of the stadium like characters from a post-apocalyptic movie. Amid the chaos, Dan Lanning stands out, not just because of the sea of Oregon green around him, but because of the sheer intensity of his reaction. His body tenses and relaxes like a pendulum, his eyes wide with disbelief and joy, his voice hoarse from shouting over a crowd of 111,000. This isn't just a win for Oregon. It's a personal victory, a cathartic release of emotion that feels less like a press conference and more like a concert. And yet, this emotional authenticity isn't an accident. It's become his signature. Since taking over as head coach in 2022, Lanning has built a 40-6 record, a conference championship, and a playoff appearance, all while navigating the chaos of 3 different starting quarterbacks. Talk about leading through adversity. Now, let's play a game. Imagine you're a parent of a top-tier high school athlete. Who would you trust to mold your child into a star? Kirby Smart? Ryan Day? Dabo Swinney? All solid choices, but Lanning's name keeps popping up in conversations. Here's why. He's not just a coach. He's a recruiter, a strategist, and a leader who thrives in the transfer portal era. His last 3 starting QBs, Bo Nix, Dillion Gabriel, and Dante Moore, each made a Heisman run or are on track to do so. Moore alone has 14 touchdowns and just 1 interception entering Week 6. That's not luck. It's a system. Lanning's ability to adapt and develop talent, even with constant turnover, is a masterclass in modern coaching. But here's the elephant in the room. Despite his success, Lanning hasn't won a national title. Last year's playoff run ended abruptly against Ohio State, and this season's path remains uncertain. Is that a flaw in his resume, or is it simply a matter of time? Critics might argue that consistency in the postseason is the true test, but supporters counter that his regular season dominance, like the recent Penn State rout, shows he's built for big moments. After all, Oregon's defense, often overshadowed by its flashy offense, ranks in the top 15 nationally in scoring defense. Lanning's roots in defense, he was once a defensive coordinator, give him a unique edge, balancing his team's explosive offense with grit and discipline. And then there's the personality. At 39, Lanning bridges the gap between Gen Z players and veteran coaches, bringing a CEO's mindset to the sideline. He's unapologetically passionate, a trait that resonates with fans and players alike. But does that emotional flair help or hurt his legacy? Some might say it's a distraction. Others argue it's what makes him relatable and human. Either way, it's hard to look away. So is Dan Lanning the future of college football coaching, or is he still waiting for that one defining moment to cement his place in history? The NFL will surely come knocking eventually, but for now, he's focused on Oregon and the road ahead. As October unfolds, one thing is clear. Lanning isn't just shaping the present. He's setting the stage for a new era. And if you ask me, the only question left is how many more titles he'll add before it's all said and done. What do you think? Is he the next coaching legend, or is he still waiting for his big one? Sound off in the comments below.